Okay, how's it going, guys? I wanted to make a video about this Hemi swap that I'm doing on my Durango, because there are some things that you're not going to be able to find in the kit that is going to be able to help you. Okay, so I just kind of want to let you guys, whoever's going to be doing maybe this same project again, I want to let you know what I've kind of figured out. Okay, so first I had to do the motor mounts. Okay, so these motor mounts that I have here, let me flip you around. Okay, I can't flip you around, I guess. So this black part right here is the motor mounts that went onto, let's see, right here. Okay, so they went on to the stock motor mount here. Okay, and then it connects the front diff, which is down here. I have it off because I'm mocking up the oil pan. Okay, so what I had to do is figure out my pinion angle, okay, and how I wanted the engine to tilt. So what I did here with let's see if you can see it. Here's, I made some motor mounts. They're not welded yet, okay? But what I did is kind of mimic the stock ones a little bit. So what I did is I had this mock-up. I cut up the stock ones, figured out the right height and stuff, and so this is how I put it on, okay? So after I got that, I built 1/4-inch brackets on it. Okay, so I mean, they're not pretty. It's my first time doing it, but so this is the one side and the other side's over here. Like I said, it's not fully bolted in, and here's that top plate that bolts down here in the center right here, and all that will be welded in to the plate here. Okay, so and the same thing on this side. You can even see this side's a little bit better here. Okay, here's the top plate. I have it bolted in. I have this tight. This one's actually pretty tight, so if you look, you'll be able to kind of see how it is. And then I just got to tack weld this onto the plate, and then when I'm ready, I take it off. But it rests on these just fine, and the engine is level. So now what I'm doing, okay, I just want to talk about that. First, I had to get motor mounts dealt with and everything level. So I had to drop the diff, and I'm working on the oil pan, and I'll talk about that. Okay guys, so after tacking them in the truck, I got them off, and I started welding. I got the 035 Lincoln wire, the better quality. Definitely, it seems like it runs hotter than the normal, and then the other wire that I had that came with it, with the 030. So the mistake I made with this first one is, if you see, the middle kind of warped a little bit, so this kind of closed, and I couldn't fit it on the motor mount now. So I have to try to heat this back up and open this up again so the motor mount can fit in here. Okay, and you look how ugly these welds are. Sometimes I'll do, you know, pretty decent, right? And then you come in these other ones and they just look like kind of garbage. I don't know. And then this one was that edge that kind of butted up like this. Where's that? Like that. So it had kind of a weird space between it. So I kind of just did 3 welds. I did one down the center and tried to do one. I tried to do one on the edge here and then on the edge here. So I did 3 welds: center, edge, edge. Man, you know, some of these welds are awful. So anyway, here I bought a flap disc. So I need to grind down these welds and just see how much I need to repair. Hopefully I can do a better technique next time, but I don't know, some turned out good. Like that one turned out pretty decent, you know. Grind that down will look pretty good. But so I'm gonna work on just grinding them down and then we'll see how they look afterwards. All right, so these are the finished motor mounts. There's that one there. You see there's a lot of holes, but on this one here, on these T-joints on the outside, so I did the original one. I was doing kind of a U outside like this, right? Okay. Some of them look good, some of them look really bad. So I ground it down to like a smooth corner. And then what I did is I did kind of like a reverse U all the way down. But what I did is I did a one here, one along here, and I went from the half out. Right, and then I just did a straight one down the center. And then I just ground it thin. So there's like 4 welds on here. Okay, so I mean it looks gross, but I want to keep grinding the metal down and down and down. And then here I don't really have anything I can get in here to finish make it look a little smooth. But I cleaned it out, brushes and stuff. But garbage. Looks like it should hold. And then we have this corner here that I rounded out. This one again has 4 passes. 4 passes. One here, this one here, I'm sorry. One here, one here. I'm sorry, down the center, side, then I grounded down smooth, and then I did another one down the side. So I guess 5 on that one. And then all these are just 1 pass. I don't want to keep warping it. I'll try to get something in there to smooth them out a little bit. But the motor mounts are only like this wide, so they sit in there just fine. The only bad thing is it warps. See where the hole is over here? The hole is over here. It's warped now. So hopefully when I bolt it in, it kind of bends it straight and it doesn't throw the alignment of the motor mounts off too much. But I don't know. We'll have to see when I get it in. I mean, the motor's disassembled at the machine shop. So, and then here's this one, kind of the same thing on the T-joints. I did the original root one down the center. Then I did 2 on the each side, and then down the center again, grounded down. All these have 1. You know, it looks garbage, but it seems solid. Same thing here. First original one down the center, grounded down. Then I did one here, and down the center. Then I ground it down smooth enough. I mean, it's not gonna look great. So what I used to kind of clean up as much as I can is the flap disc 60 grit. And that's what I used to actually grind these down to, was flap disc. I used to think it was called flat like FLT, but it's a flap like FLAP. So just use as much as I can, and then I got little small sanding discs that I use on my air gun, and just kind of worked in here. Wire brush on the drill to try to get into those crevices as much as possible. Now I'm going to clean it and primer it. I'm going to use this wax tar remover, a little toothbrush, lint-free rags, and take it out there and paint in the shade, and I'll see you guys over there. Alright, I'm getting to paint these in the shade, away from the vehicles in the house. So this is a primer I bought at the auto paint store. So all I'm going to do is just paint it so it doesn't rust, and then wait till I get all my other parts that I'm painting the same color, and then get them all out and spray paint them, because the black paint I have is a 2K. So once you activate it, you kind of gotta use it all up or you waste it. So I'm kind of, oh, nice little fan. So it has a little bit of a wind. So trying to stay about 6 inches away. That one's going to be a little tougher to get. That one will probably try to get these holes in there too. This stuff colors pretty good. You get the store stuff, like AutoZone stuff. When I remember I was painting, I had to use other rattle cans. Doesn't seem like it goes on smooth, you know. All right, I'm gonna finish this next one up, my hand free, and see how they look. Right. Okay, so on these motor mounts here, how I did is I used the truck side motor mounts, cut those and use those against the Hemi side motor mount plate. Got all the distances for the angles and tilt and all that stuff. The first welds that I did on those were all flux core, that's why it came out crappy, overheated and warped. I went to a CNC place and they CNC cut it all out, and now I MIG weld them. And I MIG weld them. I have a jig that I can make these motor mounts, and I'm better at welding now. A lot of practice, and so everything looks out good, and you'll see those in a future video on the jig and how I got all that stuff set up, but they do look good.